Hopefully this is going to record. Okay, everyone, this is my first flip through. Actually, I tried to record this earlier, and then after I got done with the whole flip through, I realized that wrestling my big giant iPhone into the tripod phone holder, I accidentally shut the video off. So this might not be as good as maybe my first try, or maybe it'll be better, who knows. I just want to start by saying I have been doing planners now for probably a couple years, and I've gone through the full gamut of, oh man, I started out in TNs. I love TNs. I especially like when they get chunked up and they're big and fat. But I've tried TNs, then I've done Hobonichis, and then I tried rings a couple of times, and I went back to the TNs, and then I went back to the rings, and I was doing personal wide rings and felt like I wasn't using all the space. So I decided to try A6, and man, it has been amazing. So I think this is as close as I can get to planner piece for now, until Coco Daisy decides to make A6 pages for me, which could be a while. So this is a flip through of my current setup. So here we go. First of all, I have this Foxy Fix Spice Saffron A6 rings. I only put the fox in gold on the end. Did not get too fancy with that. This little bow, let's see where this come from. This came from Berry Sweet Plans on Etsy. And let's dig in here. Oh, I should mention, I think I have cream stitching and cream elastics on this thing. So here is my first page here. Open it up, and it's all, you can tell this is a fall setup right here. So I have my Coco Daisy Simon clip, who will probably travel with me for the entire winter. So he's wearing a scarf. I think he's appropriate. And you know, I live in Minnesota, so it'll be cold here until May. So he can stay with me for a long time. I bought this on a buy-sell trade group. I know this came in some kit other than Coco Daisy, but I don't remember the name. I apologize. I just saw the fox and I just fell in love with it and had to buy it. And then this was a printable that I made from Coco Daisy. And then I just have some sparkly gold paper in here because it's pretty. Then I have this bow that came from Sugar and Ivy. This poor bow, like when I started in A6 rings, I did not have this TN. I had one that from another maker that is made from waxed leather, which is, there's not a lot of give to it. It's a little bit harder, and it was pretty rough on my little sparkly bow here. So it's looking a little rough, but this dashboard is from the Coco Daisy kit. It says, I love fall most of all, and that pretty much sums up how I feel about fall. Unfortunately, fall always leads to winter, which kind of stinks. But I just laminated it, punched holes in it, and away we go. This little guy I've had for a long time, so I couldn't find the Etsy shop he came from, but he was on a paper clip and I wasn't using him. So I yanked out his paper clip and I just kind of plastered him in here with some of this. I use this a lot. I don't know if you guys, can you see that? I hope, I don't have anything that shows me what's in the view. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is Recollections from Michaels, and it's like this sticky rolly tape. And I have one that's repositionable and one that's permanent. So I use a lot of that. Next in line this is from Any Plans Printables. And it's like the academic calendar. And then I laminated it after putting some Coco Daisy washi on here. And I used the Sharpie to kind of mark my paydays, my weekends, and my vacations. So the nice thing about laminating it is if something changes, now I can take an alcohol swab and just scrub it off of here and change it. And it looks like I don't know what I did here, but it looks like I got a little crazy over here. I might have stuck my hand in it while I was doing it. But so I keep that in the front, and then I did this really nice washi on the back. I just love how this washi looks together. Both of these are from the Cocoa Daisy kit. So this little dashboard is, I got this digital file off of an Instagram from Penelope and Friends. So you buy the digital file, and then I use this really cool sparkly paper that I buy at Staples, and I printed it on there. And pretty much anything looks good on sparkly paper. That's just my opinion. I love it. So very cute. That is an iridescent clip that just came in a random purchase, and I have no idea where it came from. So this also came with that buy, sell, trade purchase of the Fox clip. And I wish I could remember the name of the kit. It's a very, it's not one I subscribe to, so sorry about that. I think this came from NSFW on Etsy, and I like it. So my first section is kind of important dates, where I just keep track of birthdays, and it's very brief. This is just one thing I like about rings is, you can decide how many pages you need for each section and change it on the fly. So it's really been nice being in rings. Now that I've kind of gotten the hang of setting it up, I just love rings. So this vellum came from Crafty Tatted Mama on Etsy. And I bought quite a few fall vellums from her in a B6, which is what I was in before. And I was using a B6TN, so I've just cut them down and punched holes in them. My next section is the month section, and the cover actually comes from Annie Plans, and I've just put that clear sparkly paper from Hobby Lobby over the top, and then I used a Cocoa Daisy tab, and then I used my label maker to print out the month on there. So September is kind of when I started getting into the A6 rings. I still had a B6 going at that time, but then I just kind of was playing around with this and tried it out for the month. I don't do a whole lot of decorating in the month because these squares are kind of small, and I only want important major things in there. So then October, I like to use the washi. I try to put some washi in the corner now for every month, just so I remember what the kit looked like that month, and so on and so forth. So now a lot of these ideas that are in my planner have come from Christine Bryant. I blatantly rip off her stuff all the time because if you use Cocoa Daisy, you should absolutely check out her YouTube channel. I think it's KJB Stamping. And then her Instagram is Teach Plan Craft. And she always has really good ideas. So I highly recommend her. She was doing these markers, and I decided to try it, and I really like it. So this was my month. I think next month I'm going to be using my label maker to make the tab because I think it looks a little neater. But it's got cuts in it so that it can just pop in and out easy. I just used all Cocoa Daisy stuff and laminated it, and then I keep sticky notes on the back so I always have some handy. So that was October. I have kind of gotten November going and pretty much all set up except my dashboards, etc. And that's why I wanted to do this flip through, is I'm about ready to invest in putting dashboards for November. And so I kind of wanted to preserve the setup in a video because I just felt like it turned out pretty good. So I thought I would quickly get October recorded before I tear it all apart. But November is, I've got the major things. I always put like my schedule and my meetings and any appointments or anything big, like in November I had a craft show, and we will have Thanksgiving. Those kind of things can go in here. Other than that, I'm not putting little tiny things in here. You know, it's just, there's not enough room. I do not have December started yet. That will be coming up not too far away. It seems like it should be far away, and it's really not. So these inserts, I should mention, are from Peanuts Planner Co. if I didn't already say that. I really like them. I made this dashboard from Cocoa Daisy stuff. The card I just put on some of the printed paper, added some of these pretty gold leaves. The bad news, nothing lasts forever. The good news, nothing lasts forever, which I really like that saying. I wish people would remember that when they start feeling down. You know, it's only temporary. Everybody has ups and downs. So I think it's a good thing to remember. And so I just laminated it, punched it, and in it goes. This came from Happy Scrappy. We're rooting for you. And I don't subscribe to that. I did subscribe for maybe a couple months. But now I pretty much put all my planner money into Cocoa Daisy. But I saved this because I really like the fox. And there's a little die cut on the back too. I think he's so adorable, but I think he needs a hug because he kind of looks sad too. So, this little fox pen loop I bought on Etsy, and that came from Pockets Full of Joy. And here is some more Crafty Tatted Mama vellum. And then here's my day section. So again, any plans cover, Cocoa Daisy tab, but Peanuts Planner Co. inserts. So I found that these are just the right amount of space for a day. So I don't think I have ever run out of space, but if you end up with too much extra space left over, it's not so much that you can't just like stick some die cuts or stickers there and fill it up. So I don't know how you guys do before the pen. I've seen a lot of people do that where they say, oh, here's my spread before the pen. And I'm like, how do you know where you need to put all your stickers? It just drives me crazy. I don't know how you do it, because I have to put it on my major events, and then I fill in the blank spots with stickers and so forth. So I don't know. I guess that's just my planning style. I don't know how I could do it the other way. And my schedule just changes and drives me nuts. So September was when I kind of switched over to trying out the rings, and then I kind of committed for October. So I've been buying these date and day stickers from Shop Sticker Palooza on Etsy. She also sells the meeting stickers and appointment stickers that I use. And those are about the only stickers I buy now, other than Cocoa Daisy kits. So usually I get the black with black ink in their clear background. But for October, I don't know if you can see it, these are foiled orange. And then I kind of went with orange pen for October, which I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about how I feel about it. I usually like to use black, but I guess it wasn't too bad. So, like I said, I put my schedule, meetings, appointments, and then I have like, occasionally I have lists, things to do, grocery lists, stuff like that. And occasionally something has to get added. So I try not to fill in so much that I couldn't add something if I had to. I have kind of got bit in the butt a couple of times in November where I've had to add things and the spacing just looks a little goofy because I had to squeeze it in. But anyway, here's another page marker. a la Christine Bryant. So all these things are Cocoa Daisy planner kit items. And there's my little Simon. I don't think I can ever throw this away, you know, because I just really love Simon. You can never have too much happy. So that's always a good thing to think about. So that's my page marker for my days. And then I do have quite a bit of November done. So, yeah, I just love these inserts. So, one thing I was going to mention is when I make a mistake in here or something changes, which happens all the time, my schedule is constantly getting changed, which drives me crazy. But I was trying to figure out a nice way to correct things. And what I came up with, I had tried, you know, just crossing it out, writing it next to whatever I crossed out. I thought that looked sloppy. I didn't like it. I tried using friction pens. I didn't think they were pigmented enough. I just felt like they didn't pop, you know? So what I came up with is these Avery multi-use labels. I just picked them up at Walmart. These are the removable ones, which comes in handy if you screw it up. And I just cut out, you can see here, like I made them, there's something changed here and here. And I just cut out a little square, the size of what I was trying to cover. And of course I don't have the grid on there, but that doesn't really bother me. I just write over the top and, you know, I could peel that off if I, you know, what if you started writing and you spelled something wrong? You could just peel it off and get another square and there you go. It doesn't look too bad, you know, it looks better than the alternatives I've tried. So that's my answer to making corrections in my planner so it doesn't look like poo. And so November is really coming along good. Here I have a meeting that was rescheduled, and I had bought these from Shop Sticker Palooza, and they had a clear background. And once I slapped it over the top of something, I thought it looked really cluttered. Didn't really like it. So I again used my Avery label. I put the rescheduled sticker on the Avery label, cut around the little square, and I just, that way the background isn't clear anymore. That's the way I ordered it. I mean, I think I could have ordered white. I just, for some reason, thought the clear background was going to look pretty cool, but I was wrong. So I use Avery labels to make it a white background, and it just covers a little bit nicer and doesn't look so cluttered. So yeah, so there I have more space coming up so that as I add things or get lists of things I need to do, I can add them. So there's still quite a bit of space left coming up in the rest of the month. I have not put my December in yet, but as you can see, I have things I need to add. So I've just got some sticky notes that will remind me to put those in when I get that far. So Peanut Planner Co. is where I got these again. And that's what they look like blank. So my dashboard, I can smell autumn dancing in the breeze. This is a nice card that came with the Cocoa Daisy kit, and I just used some of the printed paper as kind of a frame, laminated, punched, and it goes easy peasy. And here is some more vellum from Crafty Tatted Mama. Here's my tracker. So my tracker has kind of been my Achilles heel, because every time I start a tracker, I do good for like 2 weeks and then I just drop it. So now I've been tracking for a month. I did pretty good. I had to kind of go back and try to remember this week because I hadn't filled it in. So I'm just tracking, like, now after I've done it a month, I can plainly see I am wasting my money buying a bus pass every month because I'm paying like $50 a paycheck, and I'm not riding the bus. So I'm trying to bring my lunch. I did really good the first week, and then look at bleh, one day. I do have a crock pot full right now that I'm going to be taking to work this week. So I anticipate next week is going to be all across the board because I'm actually preparing in advance. I'm not doing good on my exercise goal, and I am not doing good on getting to bed by 11, which impacts me riding the bus because when I'm tired, I don't get up in time to catch the bus. So that's something that I'm going to be working on for this upcoming week is riding the bus, make sure I'm bringing my lunch, exercise, and in bed by 11, which is, that's hardly ever going to happen. I can just tell you right now. So that's my tracker. Again, this came from Peanuts Planner Co. So yeah, Annie Plans for the cover, Peanuts Planner Co. for the insert. So my next dashboard, this is all Cocoa Daisy, plain paper, and then this was a printable that said you can change the world by being yourself. And so I just cut it out and used this washi tape to plaster it down, and I laminated it. I like to laminate, I guess you could say that. And this has some beautiful paper in it. This October kit just had gorgeous paper. I had bought some, what I thought was extra paper, and I think what I ended up doing was accidentally choosing the wrong thing, and I bought an entire like memory keeping kit. So I cut like loads of paper and all kinds of extra goodies, which I actually kind of like because I really would like pretty much everything Cocoa Daisy puts out there. So Hello Autumn from Crafty Tatted Mama. Here's my list insert. My lists are a work in progress. I started out my list with wish lists from Foxy Fix and some other places, and also what I had pending coming as far as planners go. But you know, this wish list, I could just cross it out and say anything I don't already have in A6 I want, because I really want everything. So I don't know how much of a wish list it is, but anyway. And then I decided to make a running list of all my fountain pen inks. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like this is a waste of space to carry around. So I think eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a spreadsheet in my computer, because I don't really think I need this with me on a daily basis. This is just all my fountain pen ink, and then I wrote down like whether I have a sample or if I have a bottle, or I have a sample and a bottle. So yeah, that's divided up by the brand, put the name, and then what kind of container I have. So I would also like to make a list of what I have left for traveler's notebooks. I sold a lot of them when I went to Rings, but I kept a few of my very favorites that I either can't get anymore or they're just like special for some reason. And I use those, I'm going to be journaling in those. So I have kept some, and I would like to make a list of those, make a list of the rings I have, my fountain pens, my Retro 51 pens, and my pen gems. So I actually use pen gem in here because my writing can be big and sloppy, whereas I use, let's see, back here, in my planner section, I actually use this Precise V5 extra fine because I need to write teeny. So I've tried Micron. Micron works pretty good too, but I thought these dried a little faster. So I've been using these, and I have them in all kinds of colors. They work out pretty good. And then my pen gems. Because I have to use my pen gems for something, because I have pen gems coming out of my ears. These are the Precise V5 as well, these colors. So back to the list. Yep, that's pretty much all I have in there now for lists. I love you from my head to my toes. Tomatoes. To my toes. However you want. Okay, you get the idea. So there's my self-affirmation for the day. I made this, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody else do this, so I don't think this was an original idea that came out of my head. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on planners, but I just layered, I fussy cut around the pumpkins. I layered it on top of another piece of paper that came from the Cocoa Daisy kit. And then I laminated it and took my X-Acto knife and I just cut open the lamination along here to make a nice little pocket, which turned out pretty good. I have a little Grumpy Bear in here, so forever Grumpy, I love him. He's my spirit animal. But this isn't very fall-like, so I just kind of tucked this down here so it looks like he's peeking out of the pumpkin patch. So, and then I have the pumpkin spice card from the Cocoa Daisy kit. And there's Grumpy Bear again. He's so cute. Crafty Tatted Mama, Any Plans, Cocoa Daisy, and then this is a Foxy Fix dashboard. And I used to love using these plastic dashboards. So when I had a TN, I just had dashboards on top of dashboards on top of dashboards. And then when I bought personal wide rings, I bought dashboards for that. And when I bought A6, I bought dashboards for that. But I'm finding that with rings, it's really kind of a waste because, you know, all you gotta do is punch a hole in it. Unless there's something like really important that you don't want to punch a hole in. I mean, it's just so much easier to just, boom, punch it, put it in there. So I think I'm probably gonna just sell all my little dashboards. But this came out of the Cocoa Daisy kit. I noticed that autumn is more the season of the soul than of nature. And then there were these really cute little sparkly dots, which I put on the corners. I'm trying to save these dots. Really, I've been hoarding them because they're so cool. And then here is my last vellum from Crafty Tatted Mama. This, like I said, I may have mentioned this before. Now, because I've done this flip through with the camera not working, I can't remember what I've told you and what I've not told you. So I apologize if I repeat myself. And I hope I'm not missing anything, but this was a B6 and I just chopped it down to make an A6 and punched a hole in it. So this is my notes section, and this is where my standard dory went. So I watched Christine Bryant's video and how she cuts up her standard dory to make it A6, and I tried it and it made me very sad because I felt like I was chopping up all this, you know, really pretty artwork, and I'd almost rather not use the book for planning than to chop it up and use it that way. So I just stuck this in my notes section. So I have my bus schedule. I don't have a lot of notes yet because, like I said, I just started using A6 rings. My bus schedule, which we all know from looking at my tracker, I haven't really referred to this at all in the last month. You know, a couple random phone numbers, and I have plenty of paper to last me for a long time for notes. So I'll probably just be selling any booklet I get with my kit and just use everything and sell the booklet rather than chop it up. Shop codes, I am terrible at using shop codes, and I put this in here in the hopes that I would start using shop codes more, but unfortunately I'm just really lazy, and when I find a shop code online, I don't go and get my planner and write it down. And when I want to buy something, I don't go looking for a shop code, and so I just buy it without the shop code, and so I need to stop that. So I'm hoping, I only have 4 things in here, so hoping to build that up a little bit. Drop me some shop codes in the comments if you really want to, because I could use some, quite frankly. Here's the Peanuts Planner Co. insert tracker. So I have to update this because I think I've bought like 3 or 4 since I put this in here. But this just helps you keep track of which ones you bought, because sometimes you accidentally buy the same ones. I've done that with fountain pen ink, which is why I'm making a list now. So this These 2 envelopes came in the kit that I bought when I thought I was just buying paper, but I actually bought a whole entire kit of some sort. And these, I was gonna put stickers or money in here, and I never put anything in there. So I think I'm taking it out. And one thing I discovered, because there's 2 of them, is that if you have extra inserts printed out, like I printed out a whole lot of these daily pages, but of course I don't want to carry 150 daily pages with me that are empty. So they fit really nice in these envelopes. So I'm just going to take this one out. The other one's already got inserts in it that I'm, can just grab quick out of there. And this one will probably be purposed that same way. I'm just going to use it to store blank inserts. This is an ollie clip. This, I did not buy the kit this notebook came with. I bought this on the buy sell trade, which I actually really love the buy sell trade for Cocoa Daisy because they always say one man's trash is another man's treasure. So if there's something in your kit you don't like, there's always somebody looking for it. And if there's something you really want, there's always somebody selling it. So I absolutely adore the buy sell trade. I am going to add on to my subscription, however, because it's getting really hard to get the planner add-on kits and the classified kits. So those are going to have to get added. I'm already getting the planner, and then I'm getting the sticker add-on. So I'm going to have to add those other 2 on so that I can be sure to get them every month. I'm getting greedy now. This was the October Cocoa Daisy Planner Challenge, and it looked like it would be a lot of fun, and I only managed to get 2 done. I'm currently working on my master's degree for clinical laboratory science, as well as holding down a full-time job. So my planner time has been really limited, and I haven't been able to do a lot of these fun things. So I'm hoping that I'll have more time in the future to participate, because I really enjoy seeing these on Facebook and Instagram when other people do them. So I'd like to kind of contribute too. And worker phone numbers, which I'm not going to show you because I don't want you guys drunk dialing them. Just kidding. So in the very back here, I have these little clips. I have so many clips. I have containers and containers of clips, and I feel bad because they just sit around. So I try to use a couple here and there, but really I have overbought in that department. But it's not going to stop me from buying more, don't get me wrong. This came, I think, from Happy Scrappy. So this is a bookmarker. It's super cute. It's a holographic stack of kitties. She also had one that was like kitty butts. So I just got to go and say this. I don't know what people's obsessions are with animal butts lately, but I see a lot of corgi butts, kitty butts. Those are not the cutest part of the animal. Gross. So I don't really understand it myself, but hey, whatever, floats your boat. And then I have this Hobonichi stencil. I like to use this occasionally. If I need to draw a straight line on the go, for one thing, then I can use it. Or this little square here I use quite a bit. You can see there's ink on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I keep that with me. And then eventually I think this back pocket is going to be carrying stickers, but right now it's not. I would like to be carrying around like the boxes. I really need more boxes. I would like to get a kit with an extra sheet of 1.5 boxes, because I use those a ton and I use them all and I could use more. So that's what I'd like to carry around with me, but I usually don't have any at this point by the time I've got this much in my planner. So someday I'm going to have stickers in there, but not this month. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I would like to put some dangles on this planner. I bought this from Calibri Charms on Etsy. Highly recommend her shop because she's got really cute charms and she ships so fast and her prices are good too. So the unfortunate thing is because I just switched to rings, I didn't stop to think about the fact that I needed an extender to put this on here. Otherwise it's hidden, you know. So I do have an order in for a couple of extenders so I can put on some of her cute charms. I can't think of anything else I need to tell you about my planner. That's pretty much it. And I pray that my phone is still recording something. Unlike last time I did this little flip through, I probably forgot half of what I was going to tell you guys in this video because I said it the first time and I probably did not say it the second time. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer anything. It's not as fancy as a lot of people, but you know, I really am liking the A6 rings because you can just, man, you can just make it your own. You can add your own touch. You know, if you want 10 sheets in a section, you can have 10 sheets. If you decide later you want 15, you can add more easily. So much more flexible than the TN, even though I think TNs are beautiful. So that's about it, and thank you very much. Bye.